Welcome to episode number 289 of OSD, Obsessed with Sneaker Disorder, OG Sneaker Talk Show. If you're watching and you want to comment on Twitter, comment with the hashtag OG Sneaker Talk, and we will gladly read your comment on air and even illustrate as such on the screen, because we could do that. So make sure your spelling's right, or somebody else will laugh at you. But we are here, episode number 289, Sneaker Pimp with a Limp. Why do we call this show Sneaker Pimp with a Limp? You will soon find out later. But in the meantime, of course, we're going to go through, of course, the introductions to these Sole Doctors who are in the house. And they are rocking, ready to go. We're going to take it to the H-Town first up with the homie Kadoma. What is good? You know why we went to you first.
Man, I'm back in the building. Just got back from Agenda Trade Show. Okay, you can go to our Instagram at Sneaker Summit, see some of the behind-the-scenes action. What I saw out there, saw a lot of good things from Fila, Reebok, Pony, Adidas Originals Blue. Trying to think if they're New Balance, of course. I don't want to leave anyone out, but it looks like 2014 is going to be a really good year for sneakers. You know, the market may be getting a little saturated, but if you love sneakers, that doesn't really matter, because you're going to be able to pick something up regardless. But other than that, man, just been grinding hard on the event coming up, the big All-Star Sneakers Summit.
Yes, sir.
Second annual event taking place in New Orleans, Louisiana, Sunday, February 16th from 3 to 7 p.m. right before the game at the Pontchartrain Convention Center. So you can find all that info at sneakersummit.com. But you know what I'm here for, man. I'm ready to get into some OSD. Think we got a cool show tonight. Pimp with a Limp.
Yep, Sneaker Pimp with a Limp. We got a very interesting show tonight. All right, so once again, sneakersummit.com. Make sure y'all get all y'all details together. It's coming fast and furious. February will be here before you know it, and the Sneaker Summit will be here and gone before you know it. So now's the time to get those flight, train, plane, rent a car, walk, camel, whatever plans you have on getting to New Orleans together. Get them all ready, because Disorderlies will be in the house having some fun for All-Star Weekend at the Sneaker Summit. All right? Okay. So now, we're going to swing it over to the ladies for a minute. Soulflower's in the house. Don't sleep on the ladies.
What it do, boo?
Talk about it. How you?
I am good. Glad to be here again. Once again, bonding with my soul brothers and soul sisters out there.
Word up. And as the homie Ridiculous so elegantly pointed out, you got your hair laid.
Yes.
You pimping yourself over there. You pimping too. We see you. We know you pimping.
Yes, you over there preening.
Brush your shoulders off. Brush your shoulders off.
Yeah.
All right.
Off to another soul sister who's doing the Tony the Tiger Frosted Flakes commercial today. She is the Great.
Shalom, shalom.
What is good?
Ain't nothing, I'm good, just chilling. Being incognito tonight.
She is incognito tonight, but you need to make sure y'all holler at her on Instagram at _the_great. And you can find her on Twitter and a couple of other cool social media sites as well. But what's good, eh?
Nothing, man. Just preparing myself for Florida, taking a little mini vacation.
Oh.
Gonna get some sun.
Word up.
Yes, and chill in my grandfather's hot tub. I'm ready for that.
Oh, man, I heard that. Well, we got a fun show tonight, so we're looking forward to hearing you as well as the rest of the Soul Doctors weigh in something serious on some of the topics we're getting into tonight. In particular, this gentleman right here, who goes by the size 15 King.
What's good, man? You already know it's Wednesday. Time to get it in. Time to talk about some debauchery, some sneaker debauchery, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy out there, man. I see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of crazy news stories, and even though 2014 may look prosperous, but a lot of sneaker releases is all a bunch of bullshit in my eyes. So I ain't even much worried about it.
I posted a random sneaker fact yesterday thinking about that, Quab. On Twitter, I posted a random sneaker fact just about, you know, the 4-point play situation. I'm not sure if anyone saw that. So I'm looking forward to you guys joining me and posting some random sneaker facts on Twitter or Facebook or IG, just ranting a little bit and setting the record straight a little bit, wherever possible, wherever
I saw that. I did not know that.
Wherever the spirit moves you, by all means, do so.
The spirits.
So I'm ready. Y'all are ready. The homie Show IDs, aka Brooklyn Show. But thank you for the new lower third from Google Plus. You can't put the whole Brooklyn Show on there, so he's just aka Brooklyn. But
yeah,
how are you?
I'm all right. A little under the weather. Took off from work. I don't know if I'm sick or just sick of working, so I took off.
It might be the second.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm hanging in there.
All right,
we had a crazy fog in New York today.
Yeah, we did.
This weather is weird. It's getting everybody.
I like foggy weather though.
Yeah, me too.
I wish it made the crime rate go down, but it doesn't. It actually makes the crime rate go up. But
yeah, it makes more sense. You can't see 3 houses in front of you, so.
Word. All right, and last but definitely not least, the homie, OSD's brand ambassador, brand strategist extraordinaire, live from the O to the N to the E. That's Omaha, Nebraska. He is the homie, Ridiculous.
Yeah, we're going to start calling it Audible, Nebraska. Omaha. Everybody in place. Check. 51 is the mic. Omaha. Thank you, Peyton.
Also known as the home of Warren Buffett.
Yeah. He chills around town quite a bit.
Word up. So
Two more. It needs 2 more ka-chings. Who's doing it? There we go. Now that's Buffett. All
right, there we go. Now make sure we get enough ka-chings in after we mention Warren Buffett.
That's
sure.
Right.
All right, so gang, before we get into tonight's debauchery, we definitely have to get to the stock report. So with that being said, I'm going to read off how things went in today's trading. And since we've been on, we had a little bit of a change. So we're going to start off with Nike, finishing the day at $75.43 per share, up 26 cents. Skechers finished at $30.69 per share, up 63 cents. VF Corporation, $60.22 per share, down 22 cents per share. Now, you guys might see a little bit of alarm in that number, and that is simply because since we've last reported the stock report, VF Corporation went and did a 4-to-1 stock split. So things are looking kind of really toasty for VF Corporation. So based on this 4-1 stock split, they're now trading at $60.22 per share. They went down 22 cents today. Under Armour, who, man, the moves they're about to make, finished at $85.03 a share, down 6 cents per share. Deckers Outdoor Corporation, parent company for Uggs, was up 45 cents today, finishing at $83.04, up 45 cents on shares today. Foot Locker Incorporated finished at $40.18, down 48 cents per share. Adidas AG finished at $61.86, down 20 cents on the OTC markets. Puma AG finished at $224.85 in euros on the ETR market. They were up $255, and eBay finished at 53.79, up 83 cents per share. Last but not least, we got Finish Line, finished at 27.47, down 17 cents per share. Anybody see anything to catch any attention?
I
Anything worth
see
mentioning?
a couple of big dips right there. Who's that?
What was that, sir?
I see a couple of big dips. Who's that? At the
Um,
end.
I would say for the day, or you mean in general? For the day, yeah, really. It looked like
It's
VF
gonna be
Corporation,
retail.
kinda, Under Armour, a little bit, but Foot Locker didn't do well on the day at all. Looked like they
Okay.
dipped.
No, I was gonna say it's the retailers. All of the big retailers are gonna have they're not gonna perform as well because technically we're still in the fourth quarter. So financially, we're still looking at fourth quarter, and they are trying to clear out their books. So that's why you see a lot of clearance sales. A lot of stuff is being marked down very rapidly. One, because first quarter, you're going to have to say your earnings numbers and where you ended. Secondly, it's because you're transitioning into spring. Spring looks are already headed to store, so you got to get that winter stuff out of there. And considering that mostly in fourth quarter, people are buying a lot of electronics and gifting ideas. A lot of the sneaker retailers, clothing retailers, all have big fourth quarter sales in January. Everybody's having 40% off, 60% off, buy one, get one half off, whatever it is to clear out that old inventory to make them end at a lighter inventory number so that when they, not project, but when they propose their fourth quarter numbers, everything comes out clean. Because if you end with too heavy an inventory, that means you're not technically that means you're not doing business, and your stock prices will fall even further. So that's always the big push
And
at the end of fourth quarter for retailers.
that's a good point, Quab. That's a real good point. That's a good point to educate any viewers on also who don't realize how retail works is what's left on your books at the end of the fiscal, you are then paying for. So like you said, you're not doing business. You're not selling anything if it's sitting on your books. So that's why you see things go on sale at this time of year, folks out there, you know, that end of the quarter, end of the year, they're trying to get it off of their books, or they get taxed for it because you didn't buy it.
Word up. All right. So once again, the OSD stock report is daily, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right just about at the end of the day's trading on Facebook, in the OSD group, on Twitter, on Google Plus, and I'm very soon going to find a way to also push that through Instagram. So we will soon be in another social media medium to give you guys exactly what you need as far as knowing what's going on with the stocks. So
I
next
think I
up,
know a way to do that, Sean.
yeah, we need to talk about that. Let's definitely talk about that.
Cool.
So next up, we have an event to mention. I want to send a shout out to my people from Bloodline Fresh and Fresher Than Your Average, FTYA. My people is about to go down on January 18th. That's this Saturday. Philly, here we come. FTYA Sneaker Battle is going down at Temple University, the Student Center, room 200, 1755 North 13th Street, Philadelphia, PA. It is 12 to 5 p.m. Whole lot of dopeness is going to be going down in there. And people of Philly, I'm looking forward to meeting some of y'all and y'all seeing exactly how we get down with the Fresher Than Your Average sneaker event. In particular, a battle that is unrivaled. So, Philly, I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. And Sole Doctors and Disorderlies, a whole bunch of us will be in the building. Look forward to meeting y'all and having a little bit of fun. So, by all means, please join us if you can. Saturday, 12 to 5. All
The
right.
King will be in the building. So,
SFK is going to be in the building. That's what we're talking about. All
In
right.
yeah.
Word up. So, Before we get into anything else, our soul brother, One Sneaker Nation, ATL, stand up Team Bigfooter, Mr. In Need of Heat is in the building. What's going on?
What's good? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Turn it up just a little bit.
Alright.
But we got to get used to the fact that you are back from your overseas assignment, destroying all those samples in the Nike and Jordan factory.
Well, you know, I move around, so I'm
You need to speak up just a little bit.
Hold up, trying to get more. I got this headset on. What about now?
Yeah, you're a little better. Go for it.
Alright. Now, what's going on, fellas? Everything good?
Yep, we good,
Yeah,
sir.
we good.
I can't be on too long tonight. I got a long, very long day tomorrow, but I want to sneak on here right quick.
Cool. Okay.
He went from the factory, Sean. He looked like he in airport security. Like they done took him in the back and they questioned him.
He in TSA now.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah. He in the clean room.
TSA right now.
Yeah,
Funny. That is hilarious. All right, so since you can't be on long, I think we're going to get into the nitty-gritty really quickly. Let's jump to shoes and have at it. I would definitely like for my Sole Doctors and Disorderlies out there to have at it on this one. Let's talk the Nike Black History Month 2014 collection. All right. I'll scroll through images and have those on the screen for our viewers.
The women get the best kicks. They're the best looking.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Well, we have the ladies in the house. Let's see how they feel about that.
Well, you know I'm not here for the wedge, but the other two I like.
So
Even if you don't like the wedge, it don't look better than the men's sneakers. I'm just talking about look better.
Right, but I'm just yeah, it does. But
Yeah.
for me, I like the other two better.
all right.
Especially
So
the Air Max. I
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can't. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a gold Air Max 1.
Yeah, that.
What is that one in the
That's
middle?
the best shoe. That's the best shoe out of all of them.
Paper, what's that
Yeah.
in the middle? Is that one of those Kevin Durant's?
What? Which one you talking about?
the gold one in the
gold
middle,
one in the middle. Yeah.
No, that's a lifestyle LeBron.
that is a LeBron 11 lifestyle.
Oh, it's the lifestyle LeBron 11.
looks like a
Okay, I couldn't
Supra.
tell because yeah, it does look like a Supra. You know how they had that KD lifestyle version. That's what it kind of looked like.
This actually looks like a lifestyle sneaker. It looks like the almost Alexander McQueen or
It looks
Pumas
like
or
a
anything
Supra.
else.
It looks like a Super Sky Top.
Look like shit. That's what it looks
Yeah, it
like.
looks like a Super Sky Top.
It looked like they treated the women better this time.
That's hilarious.
I don't
That's
know. With
funny.
with all these shoes that they bring out for retail for Black History Month, my inner black nationalist just has a fit because they're not giving they're not giving any money to any black charities. No United Negro College Fund donations. This is all going into Nike's pocket. No matter how many black people they have working there, nothing's being put back to black people for Black History Month. They need to put it back to where they were giving the shoes out as promo shoes and celebrating black culture. This has nothing to do with black culture, nothing to do with Black History Month. Nike, fuck you.
Ooh.
Damn, tell them why you
Tell them why
mad.
you mad.
Tell them why you mad.
Damn,
Show
son.
them the yellow. Show them the
Throwing
yellow.
shade.
Told y'all this was going to be a good show.
I'm just
Honestly,
saying.
though, I'd have to agree.
I agree with you
This
though.
is the shoe. This is the shoe equivalent of those horrible Dr. King party flyers.
Oh my God, yes.
Like,
Well,
straight,
isn't
like
this
real
the same as the St. Patrick Day Air Force Ones and shit? I mean, I don't think they give any money to the Irish.
No,
It's the same as that, right?
yeah, it just bothers me because
but see, here's the difference, Alan. Look,
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day is a holiday known for the party and the drink and the blah blah blah. Black History Month is a completely different concept. You're talking about a month supposedly dedicated to the history of black folks. St. Patty's Day.
All right, so what if they made breast cancer sneakers, colors in pink? Do they have to give money to breast cancer, or people?
I think that would be highly appropriate. That would be like a Dornbecker not having the funds given to the kids.
I guess so. I see the point. I'm just not mad at it. I just don't get upset at it. I just won't buy the shits, but I'm not upset at it. I mean, I'm not quab upset, like, fuck Nike upset. I'm not that upset.
To me, it's the kind of thing where like it's a principle thing to me. I agree with what Quab saying from this standpoint. You know, it's like my mom would tell me when I was a kid that even if we didn't have school, that I had to get my ass up and do something on that day because Dr. King didn't die for me to lay around all day.
No, I understand that.
All right,
So to me, it's a principle thing.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm reading here, and I don't know if it has anything to do with Black History or not. But it says 100% of the net proceeds, up to $1 million, will go towards the Nike Ever Higher Fund, donor-advised fund administered by Charities Aid Foundation of America.
Where you see that at?
The Nike site?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let's stop right there. Who does that help? What does that do? Where's the explanation of what does that do?
Screen share that, Kadoma.
Okay, give me just a second here.
If you can't, just post a link in the chat room and I'll do it for you.
Well, while he's doing that, let me say this. I know last year, and I can only speak for my local area, they actually did an event down here, and they did do some stuff in the parks and build a couple of houses. They had a nice little whoop-de-doo down here and it was all backed by Nike. The proceeds, they basically it was said that proceeds from the shoes was going to, putting up houses and giving back and all that. Now, how true that is, I know it's a lot of bullshit at times, but what I can say is they were in the community last year. Now, this year, I don't know, if they're having something similar. I know it's always, of course, here being, Dr. King's birthplace and, everything else that goes on, it's always a lot of big, so it's a really big whoop-de-doo down here for the King holiday. So as far as, Black history, they also, do a lot of that as well. So, like I said, I can't speak to if this is a yearly thing that they do, but I do know last year for a fact that they did do a lot. Nike did a lot down here for Black History Month and Dr. King.
Like you said, it's important to do it down there.
Right, because this is where the cameras are, and not only that, CNN is down here too, so that doesn't hurt.
Well, it is timely that we're talking about this today because today is actually Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So it is timely that we're talking about this today to get to the bottom of where that money from those sales really is going to go. So, Kadoma, when you get a minute, just throw that link in the chat room so we can post that up and see that.
Yeah, I'm having a little trouble doing that.
I just went on Hypebeast, and they just said with 100% of the proceeds going to charity. It doesn't say which one.
Well, Kadoma went to the Nike site, and they went into specifics, so we want to be able to see that.
Well, it's my login for there. Hold on. I have that somewhere.
My whole thing is that my statement is based upon the fact that I was around when these shoes were initially created, the whole thing about Black History Month shoes. And they always had a very specific theme that always echoed Black culture and just being proud that you're Black, whether it be the red, black, and green, whether it be just having an Africa symbol on the shoe or the red, black, and green flag, or using mud cloth on one of the shoes.
Yeah.
There was always a very African or Black-centric focus on the shoes. My frustration comes to the point where they did away with that, and I know why, because they changed leadership, and whoever is in charge of it now decided they should put them for retail, whatever. But taking that and then turning it into a capitalist kind of agenda and selling these shoes and doing all of these things and not necessarily being very specific about where the money goes, if there's a charity, how much is going to the charity. Like he said, they did something in Atlanta but how many people outside of Atlanta know what they did? I think it's just more important for either the message to get out or for them to just not turn this into a capitalist agenda where they're just selling these shoes and putting out as many shoes as they can with some kind of bullshit theme and raking in the dough.
Well, let me say this. If you're mad about this, and I understand, Black history and everything, then you have to get mad at Dornbecker and all this other shit that they do, because at the end of the day, it's all about making that guap. I mean, let's be honest about it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like everything boils down to the dollar bill, especially with Nike.
No, I totally understand that, but with the Dornbecker pack, you know where the money is going to. You see the children's faces. You see their stories. You do not see any of that. You don't see as much work put into the Black History Month shoes that have now gone to retail.
So your thing is you need more coverage of it. Is that what you're saying? If they are doing something, they need to see more coverage.
I need them to put in just as much work, not even necessarily coverage. Yeah. Just as much work as they do for Dornbecker, then do it for Black History. Do it for St. Patrick's Day.
I agree.
Do it for Easter. If you're going to do those things and do charitable donations, put in just as much work. Everybody around the world knows about Dornbecker.
You have to have...
But they don't do the same.
You have to have a specific face on charitable donations. Yeah, you have to put a specific face to charitable donations. That's why I know that a lot of charities...
Yo,
what is that?
Are you killing someone over there? What's happening?
Jesse, who you murdering over there?
I'm not murdering anybody.
What was that?
Is that the boss?
I'm on mute. I'm on mute.
You're not on mute. We can hear you.
No, you're not on mute, bro. We can hear you.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute.
You chopping bagging
over here? No, you're not on mute, bro.
What, that? You guys can hear that?
Yeah. I thought it was like, the Boston is coming out of you right now.
There's a little chocolate on the desk, and I was scratching it off.
I love what he said. He said, I'm on mute, and we all heard.
I'm on mute. Like, no, you're not.
I'm on mute. Damn that.
Whoops.
Well,
my bad.
I'd like to give my opinion if anyone cares to hear it. I mean, a Black History Pack probably doesn't mean as much to me as it means to all you guys, but I thought, man, it's a little bit overkill. I mean, a lifestyle shoe, I don't know, even the SB last year was a little bit better. And with all the shoes that just came out, like the entire like holiday Christmas thing, and then we're about to go to All-Star, I mean, I'm excited that the pack has as much interest as it does, and we're seeing a growing number of shoes, but there's just a couple here like I don't really see the need for, you know. And maybe Quab's right.
See, bottom line for me,
maybe if it was better executed, maybe, I don't know. I like the Durant, I like the LeBron, the lifestyle, no. I don't know. It just seemed like, you know, I'm old school. Back in the day, Quab touched on something like the shoe kind of meant more when you owned it. It was harder to get. It was gifted, you know, blah blah blah. And now here we are with almost an avalanche of shoes.
Well, and part of it to me is here's the thing. Like back to the donation part. All charities go through this problem. If you can't put a face to it, you usually don't get donations. They're hiding it now in the form of packs, and yeah, we'll donate a little bit of this profit to somebody, but they never give you a face like they do with the Dornbecker, like they do with some other things. So I hear what Quab is saying is like, if we just had a little more specifics, we could deal with it. Nobody's saying you got to save the world with a damn shoe, but if you're going to say you're donating, let us see where it goes. Because some people do take that seriously. On the other side with the packs, I think packs are overrated, especially for holidays, especially for historical significance. I think we're getting too much. Like you said, it's an avalanche of shoes, Kadoma. If it were one shoe, maybe two shoes, fine. It used to be that it was the Air Force One, so you knew what model you were going to get because you had the Black History Air Force One, you had the Cinco de Mayo Air Force One, you had the St. Patty's Day Air Force One. They took, instead of all the shoes with an adaptation, you knew what model you were going to get. I think they'd be more effective if they picked a model. But again, that's just me on the consumer side, because it does.
My
Like, this is
opinion
a
is,
whole season's worth of shoes right here.
I think it is an overkill, and I think that's one of the biggest gripes that most people are going to have, because we all know these shoes are going to be sitting, you know, well into the summer. A lot of these shoes, especially the ones that are not the signature. But I'm okay with the packs, simply because it gives more people an opportunity to get them. You know, who do wanna cop them. So if you can't cop the LeBron, you know what I mean, you have options or whatever. So in that aspect, I like it. I think it is too many shoes, though. I think, you know, we just don't need 8 or 9 shoes from a pack. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? I think that's the overkill is very accurate when speaking about it. And that doesn't go just for this pack. That goes for all packs. A pack shouldn't have 8, 9 shoes. I'm sorry. It's just too much.
I agree. And the funny thing is that they're grouping them together and calling them that.
What'd you say, Quab?
The thought that just popped into my head is more conspiracy theory-ish, and that's just how my mind works. I think Nike is trying to play on the fact that, one, a big client base for them are urban folks, not just black folks, but just urban folks. And two, most of us urban folks get our W-2s and start getting them refunds in.
Oh,
so they're going to put out all these shoes.
Well,
definitely.
And then
all these shoes,
and you know something, Quab? You bring up a good point from a sociology standpoint. Also, the study of human behavior here in the States for minorities. To follow with me for a bit, everybody. All of these holidays that we mentioned are usually by some minority group wanting to overcome. No offense to our viewers, but white folks don't do a whole lot of celebrating besides Easter and 4th of July, you know, the typical standard holidays. But St. Lucia, Santa Lucia Festival, you got Oktoberfest, you got, Cinco de Mayo, you got St. Patty's Day. All the ethnic holidays actually come out of a need for those minority groups who were oppressed to have some damn reason to celebrate during the year. So it is because of those urban places. It does have a really big link sociology-wise to the plight of formerly or currently oppressed people. Whether we like it or not, whether some people think that's way left field or not, it really does have some fact based in it.
What you say is very true, but I think the second point that he made is more accurate. His bottom line is, we got these tax, like he said, the tax refund ballers. And I think I spoke about it last week. I mean, this time of year, especially starting next month and going all the way into April, I mean, it's nothing like it was 10 years ago. This is ridiculous the way people come in and they just drop all that money on that, and this all this does is gives them an excuse to purchase something else. But let's be real. They're going to purchase something regardless of this tax comes out or not.
But that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. I agree completely. It's a learned behavior. It's a learned behavior that we learn as hood folk. It's something to try and get away from. It's hard to relearn that behavior that gets almost inherently drummed into your head as you're growing up, that we about to go shopping on tax refund weekend, on tax refund months. We don't even. It's one of those things that you don't learn as a kid, and so we end up perpetuating. So yeah, I agree with everything that's being said. I'm saying that there's a common link to it all that we don't. If we dig deep enough, we don't want to uncover it. Because we don't want to talk real like that.
We don't.
You're right. That's very true.
I'm saying hyper. I'm saying hyperbole. I'm saying
that's extremely. No, he's right. That is very true.
Sneaker world's affirmative action.
We dig only deep enough until it gets uncomfortable.
The month of February. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
The month of February is affirmative action month for the entire country. Anybody that does anything to consumers, it's their path to say, hey, you got to make sure that you're nice to the black folks for the month of February.
And it's the shortest damn month.
It ain't nothing new. You know, and I say that because I'm fortunate I've been around some strong people that helped me or showed me, and I understood through schooling that a lot of what was learned in the history books is not half of what you will learn at home. So pay attention in school, get your grades, but make sure you're asking your forefathers and your elders and those some other stories too.
And
let's
even
understand
in some cases, even in some cases, like Jesse said, forefathers and those who came before us, sometimes ignore the shit out of them. Look what they're doing. Look at their actions, because a lot of their actions, like I said, I go back to growing up, hood. That February is Hood Rich Month, man. You're getting the taxes back. You know you're about to ball out. We going shopping. It's back to school without the back to school yet. You know, it happens.
So, you know, how do we celebrate? Let's celebrate. It's a month where we're supposed to shop. We're supposed to do the black thing because it's Black History Month. And you know, it's sad. So,
like I said, my mom told me to celebrate by getting my ass up and going to work at that day above all else.
You know, this pack is a good example of what we talked about, and it's going to continue to happen. And we all know that there's some things going on behind the door at the swoosh that aren't happening correctly. There's no story here. There's no product story. There's no sports story. There's no inspiration here. Nothing whatsoever. It's marketing and labeling. It's all it is. And here we are talking about, I don't like how they look. They got too many. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's no story being told here. There's no reason for any of us to go out and buy these shoes. As sneaker lovers, none whatsoever.
I agree.
Well, as grown folk even.
As grown folks, as whatever. There's no reason. There's no story. Now, if they give us a nice campaign with each one of these players saying what Black History means to them, maybe we'll turn some heads. But there's no relevance. None. We're going to throw on some strange colors, some new material, and throw on a BHM label and hope that you buy it.
Well, let me ask this question. If you make a very good point, Jesse, it is January 15th. This is a Black History Month shoe. So they have 2 weeks. Let's say hypothetically, in a week we see a campaign. They roll out a campaign with Durant, with Carmelo, with LeBron, and they speak about, you know, Black history and what it means to them. Would that help? Would that make it better? You know what I mean? I'm just curious on what you think about that.
No.
It'll help to the surface. Sure. It'll help to the surface people that don't know. It won't help to those of us on this call. But it'll help to the surface people that are like, oh, Nike did a nice thing. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, it'll get your initial okay. Right. It'll make sure that the marketing was okay. But why did this come out today? Because there's a whole bunch of people that don't know how to talk about stories. So it's like, well, in the market campaign, let's put it on the calendar to make this on his actual birthday. So that gives us some relevance. Now we have 2 weeks to punch up and get the shit in the store and hope that they buy it. Next, you're going to see the apparel pack, and then next you're going to see somebody, one or two, wearing it on court. It's a marketing campaign. It's a marketing calendar. Yeah, it's a calendar. It has nothing to do with Black History Month.
Yeah, this is a calendar ramp up.
This is a calendar right here.
A calendar ramp up.
It says right here, courtesy of our soul brother Kadoma. He gave us a little bit of the copy from what's on Nike.com. It says 100% of the net proceeds up to $1 million generated by the 2014 BHM collection during the month of February will go to the new Nike Ever Higher Fund, a donor-advised fund administered by Charities Aid Foundation of America, a national 501c3 public charity. The Nike Ever Higher Fund will support charitable initiatives that leverage the power of sport to maximize the human potential of underserved youth. The hope is to assist communities with knowledge, resources, and tools for the next generation of leaders.
So you have a Black History Month shoe with the funds going to a fund for underprivileged youth. Not black youth, not the United Negro College Fund, not NAACP, but underserved youth. But there's also another campaign called The Girl Effect, which has an entire building dedicated to it. And then you have, what else do you want to talk about? Do we need to go on? Like, I think I made my point.
Well, those funds don't even go to charities in America. The Charities Aid Foundation of America, it's to help companies give to charities outside of the United States and still get the tax breaks and stuff.
Look at that.
Wow.
Look at that.
My point.
Not give to anything.
What'd you say, Quab?
here.
I said my point exactly. What I was speaking to before, Jesse hit on again. You're not getting the direct story about where this money is going. They give you a nice story that you have to dig for. It's not right out and open. They're not sending out media packets with this like they do for Dornbecker or they do for any of the other stuff that they do. It's hidden away on the website. You have to do your digging, and then on top of that, the money may not be going to people here in the States. On top of that, it may not even be going to black people.
And on top of that, it may not be going to anybody. The key phrase is it is a donor. What do they say? It's a donor initiative. Like, you know, they that means they don't have an idea of who it goes to.
I'll reread it. It says the Nike Ever Hire Fund. Oh no, wait. Let me go back up a little bit. It says here. Nike Ever Hire Fund, a donor-advised fund administered by Charities Aid Foundation of America.
Right. So it's donor-advised and administered by somebody else. That kind of double speak could have that money sitting in a pot going nowhere.
I believe it does go somewhere, but the thing is, since it's going outside the United States, they don't celebrate Black History Month outside the United States, so it doesn't really matter.
The reason that I'm naturally skeptical about when something says it's administered by another party, you see this stuff in Washington all the time. They have so many funds written up that go to this person, place, thing with a percentage of a slice of a quarter of a piece. Yeah, a slice of that money could be going somewhere, and as long as $1 got to where it's going, the rest is up for fair game.
Oh yeah, that's
every
true.
Day.
That's definitely true.
In the end, Nike needs to do it.
I'm on Nike.com Inc. right now. Do we want to hear what this has to say?
Because I posted it in the chat room if y'all want for everybody to see the link.
From the Make an Impact?
From the actual NikeInc.com.
Yeah.
2014 big celebrates sports royalty.
Oh, so that's the story behind it, sports royalty?
And then I just went and looked up the CAF.
Yeah. So do you want to hear the story, Quab, obviously?
Yeah. Let's hear this bullshit.
For the fourth year, Nike Inc. is honoring Black History Month with a collection that pays tribute to a group of extraordinary athletes and their unwavering dedication to achieving success at the highest levels. Black History Month is always a reminder that athletes worldwide representing the Nike Incorporated brand have been inspired by a legacy of Pan-African achievement, sport royalty. The 2014 BHM collection was designed under the theme Sport Royalty to honor Nike's kings and queens of sport. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Allyson Felix, Maya Moore, and Ishad Wayar. Not sure who that is. The collection celebrates the crowning achievements and worth ethic of these athletes that have won multiple championships, awards, and led the high integrity and commitment both on and off the field of sport. Why not put that out on Hypebeast?
Right.
Well, Hypebeast gets this link, though.
Here now.
Well, you gotta understand, Hypebeast and all those sites get the same link because I'm a member of this, and this is what most sites they just chose not to put that.
They just chose not to post it. Right.
This is what all the sites take this information from here and use the pictures. They just chose not to put that part.
Which
maybe it's not Nike. Maybe it's
important point.
That's the other sites doing it. That's not.
You know what I mean?
That's a very other side. Yeah, that's a very important
point. That's a good point. Because from this, it looks like they're trying to at least keep a silo on it and say, hey, we're not saying we're doing this, but we're going to support our athletes, and this is how we're doing it. Okay, I can buy that.
The sites just want to get the pictures out.
The sites perpetuate the hype. They're skipping the substance.
Yep.
Exactly.
I gotta interject for a second because
you niggas don't read.
That story is bullshit. That has nothing to do with Black history, and the reason that I'm so adamant about this is because the previous shoes and the stories that were behind the shoes that came out previously. I was trying to pull out one of the ones that was really nice with the mud cloth and everything else, but it's at the bottom of my stack and I can't get it.
Was that the 2008?
Yeah, I think it was 2008. It's at the bottom of my stack. It'll cause an avalanche. But I mean, there is such intricate detailing that traces back to Africa and just Black history in general. I'm not saying that Nike has to do that level of detail, but saying coveting the crowning achievements of Black athletes. These are dudes that are playing sports now. They haven't broken really any barriers. They may break point records and stuff like that, but these niggas ain't done shit. And pardon my French. They haven't done anything.
True.
They haven't done anything. Billy Owen, Jack Johnson. I'm really upset.
So are you upset at which athletes they chose to represent, or what? That's what I'm confused at. See, the Air Force Ones don't have a signature athlete. So therefore, you have to make a story behind the Air Force Ones. These sneakers have signature athletes who are Black. What? No, what?
Don't. I disagree with that from the standpoint of we're about to talk about Rod Laver, right? You have athletes who wore the Air Force One with legitimacy that could be talked about. There is legacy there. They just choose not to go into it.
Rasheed Wallace?
Yeah, even further back. Even further back.
Said it again. Rasheed Wallace.
We can go back to the original 6 that wore the Air Force Ones, but I don't really think that there's a story there. There's nothing there with the original 6 that wore the Air Force Ones.
And Rasheed Wallace doesn't wear low. They chose to do it low because it's more popular than a high.
But my point is, what is the backstory for those original 6? They obviously had to overcome something. It wouldn't take that much to just put out a poster with them in their shiny spacesuits and call it good. Like every athlete from the hood had to overcome something. But these brothers had to overcome a lot.
The reason why that won't work because now you're making Black History Month about the story of them and this shoe. And
no, I'm not saying I would do it. What Alan has said was that there was no one with any history had
and also one of those original
I don't think that's true.
And also one of those original 6 that wore the Air Force Ones was Bobby Jones, and he was white.
No, it's not that. What I'm saying is the Air Force One is just what? An Air Force One. A LeBron sneaker is LeBron. It has this person's name attached to it. It's not how many people wore a LeBron. It's the LeBron. It's the Kobe. It's a KD sneaker. It's their sneaker, and these are Black athletes. So therefore, that's a story by itself. And Air Force One, you can have 80 people who wore Air Force One. So you're gonna pick out the Black people that wore it, and they go, well, for Black History Month.
But that's just a convenience of the modern lexicon. The only reason these dudes have their name on a shoe, we can trace it back to Jordan in the basketball sense.
All right, so there goes another Black guy who did something. So that's what he did. He got his name on a shoe.
Most people didn't have their name on a shoe. I don't think it should be. It shouldn't be obligated to be tied to somebody's name, or you are only going to have Jordans, LeBrons, Kobe's, and blah blah blah.
Allow me to interject, so that we don't spin our wheels on that point right there. Having owned some of the Black History Month shoes from the exclusivity period that Quab is talking about, back when Larry Harper, Quab?
Yeah, Larry.
When Larry Harper ran the Black History Month program and the shoes were given out as a special gift to a few people, the shoes were made, and this is where I believe Quab, a sense of his anger is originating. The shoes were made with really extra special care. And they were made with really good detail and stories and significance that showed that they actually really made a product that showed, yeah, we really do, want to put out something that shows we are acknowledging, at least acknowledging the significance of Black History Month instead of acknowledging the profits that could be made during Black History Month. And I think that's where we are now. I think we're with 9 shoes in a pack. We're now at the point where they acknowledge the money that can be made during Black History Month instead of Black History Month itself. Am I talking out of turn by saying that, Quap?
No, I think you hit it right on the head. That's the short version without me cursing.
Because if anyone who's ever owned an exclusive Black History Month shoe, from what period we talking, Quab? 2006 to 2009 or 2008?
What do you mean, all
No, it
the Air
was
Force
2009
Ones?
because the last one was the Supreme Court shoe. I got that in the other room.
Okay, so that period right there, the shoes were made with some serious, sincere detail. I was like, oh, like I'm really proud to own this. Like there are people who have those shoes who will probably never let them go. Even if they get into a crunch and it's like, yo, I need some bread, they will still hold on to that shoe because they will feel like they sold their soul. That's how much care and detail and even the box on I believe the 2008 that Quab is talking about. Like there was a level of real commitment to the craftsmanship that went into the Black History Month shoes from that exclusive period that you'll never see again. And it just, with 9 shoes in the pack, as all of you guys have said already, it speaks to the commoditization of Black History Month, just like everybody else. So now Nike's no different than everybody else after what Quab saw and what I saw as something that they really, in the beginning, when they were creating shoes, when Larry Harper was part of the program, were creating shoes that really were something that, as a black man or a woman or whoever, you were actually proud to own them. Those days are gone.
So you saying they diluted it?
Huh?
It's diluted now that it's 9.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. That I have no problem with. I have no problem with that.
Overall, there's lack of a sense of caring to the struggle and the upliftment of black people. That's what you felt, or at least that's what I felt when I saw these shoes, because the story behind them represents my history, urban people's history, and the accomplishments that we've made. When I look at the shoes that they brought out for retail, I don't see that, and that's what makes me upset. Whether they put them out for sale or they give them away, there's no care, there's no story behind it, there's no real teaching about what we as a people have gone through. If you're going to celebrate Black History Month, you have to celebrate what we as a people have gone through. That's what Black History Month is for. Whether it's the shortest month in the year or the longest month in the year, we need to celebrate our accomplishments and achievements. LeBron scoring however many points isn't an accomplishment for black people. It's an accomplishment for LeBron, who happens to be black.
All right, so what about in the reverse? So previously, they made these Black History Month sneakers that, you know, as you said, celebrated the accomplishments or whatever with black people, but then most black people couldn't get them because they wasn't retail. So therefore, they gave them out to a select few black people, and that's fair. Because now multiple black people could go buy these sneakers, but if you want to select 19 people that got this Air Force One that was given out by whoever you said, so what about the rest of the black people that also love sneakers? Are they supposed to go to Flight Club to get
at that point, I think it's 100% fair.
Should I go on Flight Club and be part of Black History for $500?
No, I think at that point it's fair.
I mean, listen, they celebrated Black History to a group of people.
No,
how many of those sneakers came out too? How many of those sneakers were made?
He's not talking about the exclusive.
Hey, wait a second. We didn't even get into the T-shirts and the hats and socks and jackets and
thank you,
hoodies.
And honestly, Alan,
what is this? The women's baby doll tee and tights. Come on.
Quab's beef, like I said, isn't with the necessarily the quality of the shoes or how many. It's the amount of care and level of care that went into offering.
I know, and it's also the fact that he feels this doesn't relate to Black history. But I'm like, which is worse? You make a sneaker that relates to Black history that most black people can't get their hands on?
No, because at that point it's a gallery. At that point, it's a gallery level shoe. It's an art piece as more than it is just a shoe. It's exclusive. It's telling that story for those people to go share the story. It's not about the market. It's not about the marketing of a piece, a thing that could be mass produced. So I don't think it's unfair that program, back as Sean was telling it, started for a very special reason, with particular shoes done with very special care given to a select few people. That's a gallery level shoe. You know, to me, that's like having a painting on the wall that's telling a story. That's not about the mass marketing of product.
You know what? Let me say this because I got to ride.
All right.
You know, y'all salute Black history by going in on the last topic with my man with the pimp. Salute Black History with that. And I feel both sides of this. To be serious, I feel you show because that's kind of how I felt at first. But you know, after Pape and Quad, you know, put it eloquently like they did, passionately, I understand that side as well. So you know, y'all keep the debate going. Y'all be good. Mahalo at y'all.
All right, later, Leo.
Walk good,
Later,
brother.
bro.
All right.
All right. Let's be clear. I'm not mad about either side. I just see both sides. I was there when the sneaker came out. I know people that bought the sneaker, sold the sneaker, got in trouble over these sneakers, over different Black History Month sneakers. You know why? Because they couldn't get them. They weren't available to sneaker heads. Black, Spanish, I don't care what you were. But they was giving them out to this person who probably don't even wear sneakers, or this person who don't give two shits about it. And if it's an art piece, where can I go see it? Because I want to know where I can. How can I take part of this Black history? I can't see it. I can't hold it. Like, where is it available to me?
That's what we're saying. If they would have still offered the product at the same quality level as when it was this small program,
y'all would be fine with it.
Well, that's what we're saying. Like, that's exactly what Quab is mad about. It's like you took away the level of care in the shoes that you made to show that you care for the mass marketing and, you know, consumerism of Black History Month.
Well, I haven't. Y'all have these sneakers because I don't know what the quality of the sneaker is. I haven't seen any of them in person actually, so I can't really tell.
I got one. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Like I said, I can't talk on the quality of a sneaker I haven't held.
To me, it's almost laughable. You're gonna have somebody in the store when you go in there to buy the LeBrons or the Jordans. They're gonna be, hey, don't forget your Black History socks.
Or tights.
Go with the shoes.
Right.
You know, like, come on.
Listen, they should sell them on
a... Very good point.
Listen, this should be commercials on BET for this bullshit.
Definitely not on
And if someone from Nike's watching the show, they definitely will be there.
All right, so what if they promoted it and gave out Motown CDs? I'm saying, like,
Alan, really? Really,
all
girl?
right. I'm just saying.
Why not just give out Afro pics while you at it?
I'd rather them do something like that with some humor than this bullshit.
You know, some do-rags and sporting waves or something.
Horsehair
It should
brushes.
be chicken and chitlin day on campus, you know what I mean?
No artificial bristles. Horsehair
Exactly.
brushes. Horsehair brushes.
Some sporting waves.
Yeah. It's
all right, let's move on from this. Let's move on from the Black History.
All right, we're done with Black History Month.
Yeah. It was longer than a month. That topic was longer than the actual month.
No doubt.
All right, I'm just kidding.
He said the topic was actually longer than the actual month. All right, so shout out to Russ Bankston over at Complex. As we spoke about last week, Stan Smiths are back after taking a little bit of hiatus from the industry, and Russ actually put together this piece on Complex Sneakers called 20 Things You Didn't Know About Stan Smith. So for those of us who are not sure who he is, and you probably mistake him for the guy from, what is it, American Dad? Is that his name?
No, I thought he was a cop on one of them old TV shows. He looked like one of them. Not Barney Miller, but one of them other shows.
Well, most of the cartoon in the era of animation domination and whatnot, Stan Smith is the dad from American Dad to a lot of people. They have no clue he was a tennis player. So Russ decided to put together 20 things you didn't know about Stan Smith. Shout out to Russ on that one. That was a great read. I dug that. I actually learned a couple things I didn't know. Like he was one of the few people that Arthur Ashe never beat.
Wow.
So shout out to Russ. All right, so we got that. Let's touch on this really quickly because this was a very interesting one. Shout out to the folks over at Under Armour, by the way, because they are just like doing the damn thing. And
Stop riding Under Armour.
Report came out that Notre Dame.
I heard you're ridiculous.
Oh, this one is interesting.
Notre Dame will be leaving Adidas for Under Armour.
This is really interesting.
Very soon. And as reported here on Nice Kicks, Soul Collector, a few other sites, one of the reasons that is cited in the article is because since the University of Michigan signed their $8.2 million deal with Adidas, Notre Dame hasn't been really getting much love anymore. So with a big name school like ND, they want to feel like a priority again. So they're jumping over to the UA brand. I can't wait to see those uniforms because they are probably going to be off the chain with that blue and that gold and that white.
I doubt they let them know. Notre Dame is a tradition machine. That might be kind of like everybody thought Nike's uniforms or Nike getting the NFL was going to change all their uniforms. I think they're going to keep these fairly traditional.
I think Notre Dame will probably go for whatever changes they decide to make to their sport apparel, as long as there's a little bit of story in the history of the Notre Dame
No. Ridiculous, hit it right on the nose. You will see nothing but navy blue and gold and white.
I don't agree
The
with
only way UA is going to win with this is if they bring in some new material and some new material tech that make football better.
blow the shoes out. You will see the crazy kicks because Adidas did a lot of gold and shiny blue. Blow the kicks all out. But I think the uniforms will stay traditional.
You're gonna see it in the accessories, like both Jesse and Ridiculous said. It's gonna be in the gloves. It's gonna be in the shoes. I don't think they're gonna change the uniforms. But overall, I think Under Armour has kind of found their niche, where they're going for these college teams as well as these high schools and these basketball classics, because it's not necessarily that they can't compete with Nike on that level. It's just hard to get your foot in the door. So why not build up your brand with more fanatical fans than college and high school? Because those people are crazy and buy pretty much any and everything. So if Under Armour can put it out, those people will buy it.
And I know Under Armour hit it on the nose when they're like, we're going after that next generation. And they are doing what they need to do to make sure that they're in the hearts of mind of those of them that are going to be 30 in the next coming year, 20 or 30 years old. They're going to hit it on the head.
And if you look at it, they're going at traditionalist programs. One of the quietest coups they pulled off until that Under Armour logo got bigger and bigger is Auburn. Right there in the heart of Nike country when it comes to the battle that Nike had between Auburn and Alabama, and all of a sudden an entire school switches over, and their superstar graduated from there and is doing it in the league.
That's what I was just ready to say.
That was a coup. I mean, that was a quiet takeover right there. Great move. Great move, because now they get to ride along with the rivalry between these two schools. The superstar is in the league doing his thing. He's their main spokesperson, and they're now legitimately part of a Nike Under Armour rivalry naturally in that state. That to me, that was one of the most significant takeovers that they had in the last few years. This Notre Dame
one is bigger knock on Adidas than it is Nike.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think definitely a great move. I just think, I agree with you guys on, the accessories around the uniform are going to be crazy. I think they're going to tinker with a bit of a rebrand for Notre Dame now.
They don't know how to rebrand yet.
Yeah,
they don't know how to do that yet. You know they don't. They come up with some cool colors, and they come up like, well, can we do this? Or we don't know. They're not ready to rebrand.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's necessarily true. If you look at the schools they've picked up and see how they do.
They're good at saturation bombing a brand. Like they're good at taking their existing brand and just dropping everything you could possibly want for that thing. Like Quab said, they're great with these schools. They're great at that scholastic level. They're great at that middle American, all-in, all-for-one mentality. Soccer moms who don't want to pay $100, but they will pay $89.99. They got it on lock.
See, you got us talking about Notre Dame, but no one really paid attention that they also picked up University of Nebraska, some local University of Nebraska school. They picked them up today too, and nobody paid attention to them. They got University of Nebraska, Kentucky. It starts with a K, I think.
They got Nebraska Kearney.
Yes, they did.
That's our biggest Division II program in the state, and they were a Nike school.
They just took that whole program.
Wow.
No, it's no surprise when people leave Nike and go to UA these days. It's just not gonna be.
Right.
It's not gonna be the surprise when most athletes in general are beginning to leave Nike and programs are beginning to leave Nike. It's not gonna be a surprise anymore. I think Notre Dame is because it's on such a big level in terms of basketball, football, you name it. That this is obviously why that overshadowed the Nebraska pickup. But you're talking about a school in Notre Dame who what? They were Nike, they're Adidas, now UA. These are big brands that have been.
Well, and Notre Dame's a big pickup too because they have a TV deal.
Notre Dame's a huge
conference,
pickup.
They're conference free, and a television deal directly with a major network. Like we're talking coverage that they couldn't buy if they wanted to get commercials. They now have one, a walking, breathing, American Catholic commercial rolling.
This is the launch pad for them if they use it right. You want to talk about rebranding? This is an opportunity for them to be like, okay, this is what we're about, because they're going to get all the free marketing they want, but they can mess it up too.
And I'm telling you, again, socioeconomically, we're talking religion as much as we don't want to say it, or as much as it'll be an undercurrent. It won't be an overt thing, but we're talking. We can take it all the way back to religion with Catholics and birth control and all of that. Soccer moms, 90% of them, bro. Catholics, and this is their sort of mecca to play off of another religion.
They will not change that look. I didn't believe when they let Adidas put that ugly ass helmet on them. They will not change that look. It will be navy blue and gold for days.
Oh, there's no doubt that it will be navy blue and gold, but what's Under Armour going to do to make you excited about it? And
they're going to blow out everything else. Accessories, watch for it. It's coming.
They're going to make you excited about the Notre Dame uniform again. I know they are, or they wouldn't have taken this deal.
What have they made you excited about? The Atomic Spawn?
What's that?
The Atomic Spawn? That's the only thing they've done to make me excited. The Atomic Spawn, that new basketball shoe they got out this year. Other than that, they haven't done anything that's exciting. They've done good stuff, but not exciting.
Man. Their running gear is exciting. I'm not going to lie.
Have you seen all of the schools who they've redesigned uniforms for?
Yeah, I was about to say they did some crazy stuff with Maryland.
I love Maryland's basketball. Maryland's basketball, that was pretty dope.
I love Maryland football, man. Maryland football is dope.
I ask you, Jesse, to go look at all of the rebranding and new uniforms that they've done.
Exciting, man.
The schools that they have taken over. They have not slacked on anybody's uniforms, dude.
And then trust.
And I didn't say they slacked. I agree with you. I haven't said that they slacked, but exciting?
Dude.
I mean, there's not a lot that gets you exciting these days.
Well, wait. Well, here's what you got. You got to remember context of exciting within, the context of the people who have pride in these schools. They're excited about these rebrands and the way this stuff looks. Honestly, not us. We're not supposed to be excited. We ain't go there.
You can even take it to the retail level. I'm sorry. Their running gear, I'm not a fan of their shoes, but their running gear is top notch. And this company started with Under Armour, with tight neoprene stuff, with tights and shirts and heat gear and all of that. Their running gear is top notch. I seriously watch some of the stuff my kids come to practice and I'm like, where did you get those? And they show me the logo. I'm blown away.
Under Armour's not taking this deal right here just to,
I don't know. I'm looking at it. Looks very
it's
Nike-centric. Color panels, shoulders are different colors, same colored pants. There's a lot of it's not something we haven't seen.
Jesse, what are you running? What are you running?
What do you mean when I'm running? You know what I run in. What are you running?
But I'm asking. I'm not being a smartass, dog. I'm asking for real. You say it's not exciting, and then you mention that it's very Nike-centric. Well, if you can get excited about Nike and it's very Nike-centric, it doesn't take much to get excited about Under Armour if it looks very similar.
I'm not complaining. I agree with you. Exciting can happen. But what I'm saying, in my point of view, for me, and I'll take full responsibility for this comment, I haven't seen them do anything where I'm like, wow, that's game-changing. Except for maybe the basketball shoe that they just put out. I thought that was pretty dope. But they haven't done. They're doing some things, really good things, with good technology. But like I said, this is an opportunity for them to be like, you know what? Our magic zipper works. Our being able to move to have some technology put into this, we can monitor your heart rate or whatever, it works. This is an opportunity for them to be like, this is the level we're on. That's
I like
exciting.
I like
You
a lot
understand?
of
Does that make sense?
No, it makes
No,
perfect
wait, yeah,
sense.
absolutely,
It makes perfect
absolutely.
sense, but we also have examples that may help you get excited. I'm not saying you have to be excited about it, because I'm not a. You know what I run into? I'm not an Under Armour guy, but my niece is an Under Armour girl. So when
Mhm.
I shop for birthday and Christmas and any holidays, and she requests this stuff, as I'm going to touch their materials, that's exciting to me. This stuff is
Yeah.
good, and they
Yeah.
started with clothing materials, and so their materials that they use the color blocking is very Nike centric, very similar, but the materials they're using are awesome. I want a pair of their tapered jogging pants because of how they're made. They're very Lululemon, to pull in another one that's hot button right now. You know,
Mhm.
they're very similar to a lot of those brands. They're using a lot of those materials. They're kind of ahead of the curve
Under
material
Armour
wise.
is the most inspired athletic brand out there right now. They have it going. They are inspired by athletics, no question. I want to see them bring it to the market. I want them to show that ethos. I want them to hit people over the head and be like, boom. That's what I want.
Your word is heard. Under Armour, if y'all listening, you heard what Jesse just said. All right. Enough on that one. Now for the grand finale.
Stand up, Oregon!
Man.
Oregon, stand up. All right. Allow me to read this one off. Oh,
This
man.
brother got some legal counsel right there.
Man. Where's this story? Where'd it go?
He's actually representing himself.
Oh, really?
Boy.
Yeah, every lawyer he had, something, I forgot why he can't have a lawyer anymore because he's too violent and he was acting crazy in the courtroom. So he ended up having, yeah.
So allow me to read this. Pimp sues Nike for not labeling shoes dangerous. After brutally beating a man with his Nike Jordan shoes, a pimp filed a $100 million lawsuit against Nike for not providing a warning label that their shoes could be used as a dangerous weapon. In June, Sergio Sanford, he got a crazy name, I don't know if that's the name, Sergio Sanford Clardy, 26, of Portland, repeatedly stomped on the face of a client with his Jordan shoes when the man refused to pay Clardy's prostitute. The man required stitches and plastic surgery after the beating, as reported by the Oregonian. The newspaper reports that the jury also found Clardy guilty of robbing the man and beating the 18-year-old woman he forced to work as his prostitute. Her injuries were so severe that she bled from her ears. Clardy, who is representing himself, as Show ID said, is asking a Multnomah County judge to order Nike to put warning labels on all of their potentially dangerous Nike and Jordan merchandise. Clardy handwrote a 3-page complaint from the Eastern Oregon Correctional Institution in Pendleton, where he is incarcerated, the newspaper reports. The complaint says, quote, that Nike, quote, failed to warn of risk or to provide an adequate warning or instruction, end quote, that their shoes are a, quote, potentially dangerous product, end quote. Have at it.
Wait, he's 26?
Yeah, he's 26.
The life you lead.
He's 26.
It's a hard knock life.
He's 26.
This isn't, we all know where this is going. It's going to be dismissed.
From the comical nature in which he's defending himself, I would say yes. But I'm also...
Okay, I got to check because I'm a fan.
Hold on 1 second, Quab. I'm also, based on the history of some of Nike's recall product by which people have gotten hurt, if he would have hired a savvy enough attorney, he might have been able to get this legitimately filed. That's the truth.
I love that we skipped over the fact that he beat the shit out of somebody with a shoe.
Right.
But he's saying that because he didn't know how it was supposed to be used.
I
No,
don't think
what
he
he's
didn't
saying is
beat him.
this.
Nah, he stomped dude's
What he's
face
saying
out.
is this was, I intended to stomp his face
Big
out.
difference.
But damn, I didn't think I was going to do that much damage.
I didn't know it was
It's
supposed to be
dangerous.
that effective, you know?
Exactly. These shoes are dangerous.
I figured the air would cushion the blow.
Go ahead, Quab.
Okay, so I'm a fan of both schools, the school of pimping and the school of law. So in this case, like Sean said, if he did have proper representation, he would actually either one, get a settlement, or two, actually have a strong enough case to take to court. Because a lot of us view things as common sense, where in the eyes of the law, common sense doesn't exist. It has to be spelled out plainly, and it has to be able to be understood in plain English. So if he actually beat somebody and the shoe was used in the beating and he got charged with using a deadly weapon, common sense would dictate, hey, it's a shoe, it's not a deadly weapon. But it doesn't say that in plain English on the box.
Nike can point to their box and have it say, engineered to the exacting specifications of the world's greatest athletes, not pimp.
Wait, what is an athlete? Someone who performs at a high caliber? He is pimping hoes at a high caliber.
Hey, wait.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.
I plead the fifth after that.
But I think
Wait.
I think since the court called the sneaker a dangerous weapon first.
The truth is, if, like Quab said, if he goes on Nike's mantra that if you have a body, you're an athlete.
Oh.
Yes.
But see, the court called his sneaker a dangerous weapon. If the court called his sneaker a dangerous weapon, it's somehow trying to give him 100 years. That's crazy.
Loophole. Like Quab said, common sense goes out the window, and it is very scientific how, it's actuarial how they approach the law. He might just get something off of this because the court called it a deadly weapon.
No, he's not. He's not going to because he's defending himself.
Yeah, he has to be able to present it properly.
Well, here's how he presented it. I put a link in it. Let me find it. He put, and this is his words, under product liability, there's a certain standard of care that is required to be upheld by potentially dangerous products. And this is what he said.
Peace, Kadoma.
Peace.
Peace, Kadoma.
Say that one more time, Shell.
Oh, let me open it back up. Hold on.
It looks as if he was doing some reading in the prison.
He said, under product liability, there is a certain standard of care that is required to be upheld by potentially dangerous product.
Look at that.
Legally, he's got a point.
Yes.
Because they told him he got second-degree assault for using his Jordans, a dangerous weapon, to beat John's face to a pulp while stomping him.
He's going to get this.
That's what the court told him.
I'm done.
Y'all forgot how the lady who burnt herself with coffee or something soon?
McDonald's coffee.
Yep.
And changed the cups forever?
Yep, her own.
It has to be plainly explained in common language. If it's not done so, you can sue and get money.
Well,
there you go. Put it like this: they gonna get him on a loophole. He gonna win his case, and then he can't take the money because he's in jail.
Well, here's a picture of Sir Giorgio.
Wait, you ain't saying
his
that, like,
old ass.
Third Giorgio.
Yeah.
You gotta get it right. That's a pimp.
Sir.
You gotta say his name right.
Say his whole name.
Sir
Say his whole name.
Sir Giorgio Clardy.
Hey, you better watch out. He'll beat you with his Jordan.
Hold on. He asked Multnomah County judge to order Nike to affix warning labels to all their potentially dangerous Nike and Jordan merchandise.
Now, I'm going to tell you what I thought about when I first read this. I thought about back when, Quab, you might still have a pair of these. The original Jordan Trunners came out with the metal adjustable plate in the ankle that after a while it popped through the plastic and people were cutting their hands on it. And then you had other people who were in prison and breaking that metal piece off.
Shank piece.
And using it as somewhat of a mini shank, if you will. That's exactly what I thought of when I thought of this, with him mounting this defense. And you know, truth be told, it doesn't even really say which Jordan shoe he was wearing when he did this. Because there's certain Jordan shoes with straps and latches and all kind of shit on them these days.
All right, Nike could. What if he's wearing a bootleg?
I quit.
If he's wearing a bootleg, then this shit is thrown out.
I quit.
Yep.
What if you're taking it too far?
All right.
What
No, it's a
factory
good
did your shoe
question.
come from? What
It's a
factory
good
did that
question
shoe
because
come from?
because if the shoes into question were found to be bootleg, his suit is thrown out.
But all right, I'm sorry. I don't really want to get off topic, but I clicked that. You know they're trying to give him 100 years, so it's a link. I clicked it, and I'm still on OregonLive.com reading, and they put Claudie has been convicted of 20 felonies in 26 years. I'm like, wait a minute, 20 felonies? You can have 20 felonies?
He had a good enough lawyer to get him off of all of those, but not a good
How do you have 20? But how you convicted of 20 felonies?
I think that's total bullshit.
Did he get 18 felonies at once?
They must not have they must not have a 3-strike rule.
For real? I don't know what you could do in Oregon.
Yeah, they call theirs the top of the 9th rule.
Hell yeah.
No. Here's the thing with that. He could have been convicted on multiple. Against him. More years. So he has nothing but time to cause trouble. So hey, while I'm here, let me sue Nike.
They tried to give him
get 100,000 in my commissary. I can buy a whole bunch of ramen with that shit.
300?
That's what he's thinking.
That's just too much. Who can't be doing that to people?
It's true, man.
Oh man. But you know what's interesting? When stuff like this pops up, every now and then it makes me go back through my shoes and look and see what things on them are potentially dangerous.
Yeah, because now if I'm going to stomp somebody out, I'm going to take off my footwear.
No, I'm not doing that.
Nah, I'm just going to stomp it with my heel. If you get the heel right by the eye, nose bridge, you're good.
Oh my God.
What the fuck did you go to the Steven Seagal events?
Yeah, I'm gonna get somebody with my torsion bar. Woo!
Joe, where did you go to? Joe, did you go to the Steven Seagal School of Self-Defense? You want to stomp out someone's eye socket with just your heel cup?
Paper, we can't stomp people out with Timbs no more. You know that's a weapon now.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
That is true.
It can't be like the old boot camp click videos, you know, Timbs all season for ass-kicking reasons. That was a song lyric. Timbs all season for ass-kicking reasons. Nope, you're going to jail now. Those are dangerous weapons on your feet.
You know what people need to do? They need to start carrying phone books. I beat a bitch ass with a phone book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I can't.
I should have quit y'all long ago.
All day.
Long ago.
Yo, but the funny part of that entire thing you just said is, where are you going to find a phone book these days?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, that's so non-existent.
Yeah.
He'll be the man just for bringing the phone book, because it's like, yo, where did you
They don't deliver those no more? You know, I move around a lot. They don't deliver
they don't deliver that.
They still do it around here. I send you one.
I know they do it in Arizona.
They still do it around. They even do the mini ones that are as thick as regular phone books, but hand size.
Do
That's
you
perfect.
understand how that case would read in the news? Where somebody in New York got into a fight with someone and beat him with a Nebraska phone.
With a Nebraska phone.
But see, here's the thing. If he had a good enough lawyer, he could just say he was having trouble seeing the small print, and I was just trying to get it to him closer in his face.
There you go.
So he could read the small print.
Good night,
Don't
Quad.
beat the person because they don't answer your calls, because then that would be so funny.
Wow.
And all my calls that got beat with a phone book.
Oh, man. This is so wrong.
That's too much.
I'm two things. I'm a student of the law, and I'm a student of pimping, man. I know this stuff.
Oh, Lord.
He makes no reservations about it.
No.
Sometimes pimps got to lay down the law, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's wrap this up, guys. Let's wrap this up.
All right.
Thank you, A. Thank you.
Just hookers on the points monologue here. That's right.
Word up. All right.
This coming from.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jesse.
I'm like, this coming from the same A that dropped the whatever.
Listen, you get to have your fun. I get to have mine.
Wait, what's the A?
I know, but you can't bash on.
No, I can do what I want. It's America.
Oh, you open that.
So can I.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, I don't know about hookers on a point. Just point me to the hookers.
Okay, good night.
All right, I'm sorry.
Now they being clever. Let's go. Now they being clever.
Right after this, I'm gonna put in Pimps Up, Hoes Down on DVD.
Oh my God.
All right. I'm only gonna talk about that in the chat. Hold on.
Rhyming words and alliteration.
Oh man.
See, A, you killed it. Look,
Go ahead, Pat.
I didn't do anything.
Put a plug on this one. Put a plug on this one.
Yeah. This one is wrapped up. We ended the note on hookers.
I don't know. Is he out pimping? Where he at?
Did he just leave? I know he put up his sign and bounced.
Show can't close.
You know what? No, he had to go outside and get his money.
Oh Lord.
Oh man, he was like, speaking of hoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay. He's back.
These kids playing like they win.
Sean, come back and shut it down.
So, I'm back. Y'all hear me?
You there? Yeah. It's a wrap, bro.
I'm back. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I need to chew up on the screen. Man, another classic episode. Episode number 289. Sneaker Pimp with a Limp is in the books. Gotta thank you, Sole Doctors, for weighing in so heavily and passionately on the topics that we discussed here tonight. And we will be back next week for episode number 290. We will have just 10 more after that until we reach episode number 300.
Wow.
300 strong.
That's how many years I tried to give him.
For the OG Sneaker Talk Show. So, until next week, we will indeed be back. And you can find us all over social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Vine, any other form of social media you can think of. Pretty sure one of the Sole Doctors or Disorderlies is there. So, tell a friend to tell a friend, as D-Well says. Get better, homie. Hope you're feeling much better by tomorrow, the day after. I want to send a shout out to Phil Knight and Mark Parker. I'm sorry we ran out of time on y'all. And we'll be back next week, y'all. So keep your laces tied tight, your tongues loose, and walk good, y'all. Later.
Later.